So, okay, today's my topic is resilience agriculture sciences starting from Fukushima. And this slide, I had a lecture on April 26. And maybe you remember this Toyota Prius, and that's an Aichi Canal project. Do you remember? Okay. And at that time, at the last part, I explained about the challenge to solve the problem that lie in front of us. So at that time, I a little bit introduced my project. So at that time, I asked you, what is the problem? Find and set the right question. This is very important before we start research. Set the right question. And how do we solve the problem? This is my advice that you start the iPad studies. And at that time, I said theory and practice is important. Firstly, notice the gap between the theory and practice, and then understand the theory, science and technology, for example, mathematics and so on. And then know the practice, experience, find field survey, interview, job training, internship, and so on. So this time, this course, this study, Yamauchi sensei and Yamasaki sensei making the project, this interesting attempt that this knows the practice experience in the field. And where does the idea come from? I just say and so on, but I stress the feeling is very important. And then keep on thinking always, and the discussion and so on. This is very important to accelerate the ideas. So I said at that time, to see real field by yourself is most important. Not only study, read the book, not only watch the TV or news, or to see real field by yourself. So this time is a very good opportunity for you to see the real field. So at that time, I introduced some movies, but this time I add this new one. But unfortunately, this is in Japanese. And then at the end of that class, I gave your homework. Do you remember? And maybe you wrote something. So I list up that you submit to me, and I evaluate something. But don't worry, that's just my feeling. And then there are many, maybe some Japanese students in it, but no problem. And then I asked the proposed research topics to analyze that list to ChatGPT. So my question is to ChatGPT is please classify the themes into 3 categories and describe their characteristics. Very good, very smart. The answer is the environment and the ecosystem impact and recovery. This is of group 1. And the second, social and economic impact. And the third is social recovery and education. Very interesting. So if you are interested in this analysis, please look at this. Yeah, ChatGPT is powerful. Anyway, but this time, Yamamoto Sensei said there are three groups, but one is nuclear power plant, and second is agriculture, and third is fishery. So ChatGPT work is in vain. but anyway, this analysis is very interesting. So you should read his or her results. Okay, and this is an introduction before my this lectures. I pass field study pre-lecture, resilience agriculture science, starting from Fukushima. And introduction. 13 years have passed since the nuclear power plant accident. Oh, already 13 years. Oh, maybe the baby that time born already junior high school student. Very far, very long time. And researchers from the various fields have been involved in agriculture issue in Fukushima since the accident. I am one of them. And before about Fukushima, I'd like to review about the history of Japanese agriculture technology. Dedicated farmers developed during the Edo and Meiji era, about 16th century to 19th centuries. And Dr. Tokiyoshi Yokoi, this is a very important person in Japanese agriculture science. And he was graduated from the Komaba Agriculture School in the Meiji era, and he saw the agriculture scientists of that time who had learned Western science were trying to do things without seeing the actual field. He said he ridiculed them at a lecture, saying, agriculture science flourishes, but agriculture dies. This is a very heavy word. Always we must think about current situation. Our professors are looking at the actual fields. I'm not sure, but this word is very important for us. And the Japanese Society of Agricultural Sciences, modern agriculture science in Japan started with a veterinary society in 1884. And by 1929, 16 society had been established. So first is veterinary science in Japan. So that reason why this is an animal hospital in that in that part. And the Society of Resilience Agriculture and Science became the 53rd society to join the Japanese Society of Agriculture Science in 2020. Right now, I am the president of this society. You know, I made this and then became the president. And anyway, that history of the Japanese Agricultural Society. And then nuclear power plant disaster in Fukushima, you know, already you know. And if when you go to the July 6th and then visited to the TEPCO Museum, maybe you will learn a lot of things about the nuclear power plant accidents. So in any way, in March 2011, the Tohoku region were Fukushima prefecture was contaminated by radioactive material due to the nuclear power plant accident. And while the 1986 Chernobyl accident was brought to an end with a sacrifice treatment, make the stone rock. And the first human challenge to revive the region continues in Fukushima and accumulate its experience as reconstruction knowledge for 13 years. So when you visit this typical museum, you can see these stories. And in April 2023, last year, the Japanese government made the Fukushima Institute for Research, Education, and Innovation, with so-called FRA, which aim to be world-class center of excellence for creative restoration that will serve as a dream and a hope to realizing the reconstruction of Fukushima and the other parts of Tohoku region. This is a new institute. So I hope maybe if you want to get a job in Japan, after getting the PhD, you should go to this institute. Maybe you can get a good salary and you can do the research about Fukushima. And what is agriculture science? This is my feeling. Rural areas are places of food production and living environments. And agricultural science is a discipline that works with the farmers. In normal science, we search for literature and set a research theme. However, in Fukushima, there are many issues arising from the nuclear power plant accident. That means if we start some research in Fukushima, that automatically is original studies. So I'm saying starting from Fukushima. We have a chance to ask the dedicated farmers who have returned in the areas where evacuation orders have been lifted without defeated by adversity. Ask the rice about rice and ask the farmers about agriculture. These words also Professor Yokoi said. Only faculty members and the students go to the field in Fukushima and talk with farmers. We will be able to see the real issue and come up with research themes. So the important word is FPBL, Field and Project-Based Learning. These words, we made these words, I and Professor Sugino made this word. What is resilience agriculture science? This is a new agriculture science, I believe. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, the definition of resilience is the ability to be happy, successful, etc. gain after something difficult or bad has happened. This is a very good definition when we think about the Fukushima. That means this is the figure that I made before, just after the nuclear power plant accident. The people in Fukushima, people in Iidate village were disappointed and feared and gave up and so on. But about 6 years later, after returning to village, some farmers changed their mind with a never give up mind, with dream and challenge mind and hope, with hope. So this means the ability to be happy, successful. After something difficult or bad has happened. So this mind is very important when we think about the recovery of Fukushima. So always, when you visit to Fukushima in July, always looking at everything from the viewpoint of this resilience. Okay. Brief introduction about radiation. Maybe some what?
Like, what do you think is the reason that when they come back?
What?
Like, what is the reason when they come back to the village and they are like, their hope is up and they have this challenge and stuff? Is there any reason?
Some people, the farmers coming back have a big challenging mind. Never give up.
They have like government incentive or something. They have like government incentive or like scientific like research back for them. Like, did they have any help from government or the scientific society of Japan? But they just come back by themselves.
No. Half a year, about 6 years. All residents must be living outside of the village. But after 6 years, Japanese government allow to come back. But your question is very important. Only the elderly people were coming back, not younger generation, no. So you should ask that question to the elderly people. What do you think about this situation in that village? So this is a brief introduction about radiation, because some you were anxious about the radiation. So this is a brief interaction. This is a radiation dose in the world, microsievert per hour. This is May 2011, just after the Fukushima nuclear power plant accident. Tokyo is 006, Taipei 0063, Singapore, Mumbai 0.2. What would say? Slow 0.1, higher than. Anyway, this is a radiation dose in the world just after. But in Fukushima, only some places a little bit high. And this is a day radiation in day life. Normally, if you check some CT scan, you receive about 6,900 microsievert only one time, and so on. But if you go to New York from Japan to New York round trip, at that time, about 200 microsievert one round trip, and so on. Always we receive the radiation from the outside. And so relative value is very important when whether we are safe or not. So anyway, like this. And then this is a volume of tritium discharge. About one right now also, but a very curious, very ridiculous thing. This is a Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant, 22 trillion becquerel. And Seoul, Korea nuclear power plants, 50. Higher than Fukushima. Just last year in July, I visited to Korea nuclear power plant, and then look at that facilities. And China, 52. In French, I can't read because it's too high. So, like this is a general information.
Professor, is it because they produce more electricity?
Sorry, I have a difficult spot.
So they produce more energy and that's why they're interested in more?
Yes, always when we use a nuclear power plant, always throw out into the sea. So that's the concentration of tritium concentration.
On the flow outflow.
Yes. So China and Korea always complain the Fukushima, but this is a real one, very interesting. So, if you are interested in the fishery part, you should remember this situation. Okay. What time? Okay. Agriculture in the rural area is normally agriculture infrastructure. I've already explained about this system in my lecture in April. Do you remember? So always agriculture engineering make this system, making dam, sometimes a canal, and distributes the water in the field. So we can product the agricultural crops. But this time, March 2011, nuclear plant accident. That means this beautiful and a very good system was destroyed. So, in Idate village in Fukushima prefecture, contaminated by the radiocesium. And then this is Idate village. Idate village is located about 30 kilometers to 45 kilometers from the nuclear power plant. Little bit far. But unfortunately, at that time, wind blue from this and this way. And then snow and rain formed out with radio season. That means that induce the contamination of the land. This is a problem. So how I acted immediately after the nuclear power accident, nuclear power plant accident. At that time, I did a lot of things. I acted immediately after the accident. I started to something. This is anyway, a lot of things. And then history of development of farmland decontamination method and agriculture revitalization. Firstly, I've developed the frost stripping method. This is very interesting, but when we start to this story, maybe we don't have any the lunchtime is coming. So skip. So and so on, and this is 2012 October. Tokyo University of Tokyo student visited Iidate first. He's a Tamoi Sensei. Do you know Tamoi Sensei? And he is a farmer, Muneo-san. Maybe you will meet him in Iidate village. And so on. Anyway, skip. A lot of things. And so on. A lot of things. Oh, welcome back to Iidate village. It's this is 2017. That 6 years later after the accident, Iidate village people returned to the village. And then collaboration agreement. This is like a phoenix, Japanese sake, very important. I went to Kannu Lions, and then and so on. I did a lot of things in the village, and this is a brief information about radio cesium. Why the radio cesium remained the surface or on the surface topsoil? Here is only the 5 centimeter. Just this is after the 2 months later, after the accident, radio cesium remains on the surface soil. Why? Like a pudding. This one is radio cesium contained a lot. So Japanese government determined to collect only the sweet parts. That's a decontamination work. Why? That thing. Oh, this is a soil science. So maybe anyway, soil contains a clay mineral. That's important. And the clay mineral is this is a clay chemistry kind of clay ministry. Anyway, this is a periodical table. Cesium is here. Cesium, potassium, natto, and so on. The same group. So potassium exchange to cesium. And in the special layers, cesium diameter is as same as whole diameter of the clay mineral surface. This is a very interesting scientific part. And so I made this model. This white egg is potassium, and then red egg, cesium. After the accident, cesium entered to clay mineral. Go out. Cesium said to the potassium, go out from this path. So that's the reason why the cesium remained in the surface clay, surface ground. And the radiation, those measures on slope in Iitate village, 2011. You can see this is the slope. My friends measured radiation. This point is 2.5, 3.5, and 7.0 microsievert per hour. Do you understand why? The heat is clay mineral contains radiocesium, and clay mineral flow down to this with rainwater. So that means cesium accumulated in this layer.
That means the cesium will end up being in the ocean or like a water bodies, right? If rain comes.
No, not the ocean is very far away. But that cesium is just thrown down to the ground, and after that, clay mineral and cesium stay there, not flow out, because after that, what happens? Clay mineral go down to the soil, and after that, that clay mineral cannot move. This is a very interesting nature. And then so Japanese government made 3 methods to decontaminate the soil. Stripping topsoil method, just take out the sweet part of pudding. And second one is soil paddling method, and then deep flying method. But after the decontamination in Iitate, there are a lot of decontaminated soil, like a pyramid. And this situation kept for 6 years. But after finishing the decontamination work, people are allowed to come back to Iitate village. Change of radiation dose in Iitate village, for example, like this gradually decrease. But here is about 2022, just one years later. The Japanese government decontamination work. After the decontamination work, the radiation drastically decreased, and then gradually, and so on. So decontamination work, if it's good, maybe good. That's why maybe But when we visited first day, you visited to the some intermediate storage of the decontaminated soil. But maybe good, but maybe bad. This is also because after when the Japanese government going to the decontamination work, we try to make a decontamination method farmers can do by themselves in paddy contaminated by radiocesium in Fukushima. At that time, we collaborate with NPO. These are this selection of Fukushima. Maybe I am the vice president of this NPO. So when we come to Itate, maybe I can introduce the president to you. Hao-san. Hao-san is a very interesting people. People interesting man. Yeah, later I will tell about that. And practice utilizing the properties of cesium and clay. This is me. And this soil is frozen like a chocolate and contains a lot of cesium. Easy to correct the frozen part because like a concrete block. And this is a rotary weeder method. Is mix clay and water, and then after that, flow out from the field, and so on. He is Kinichi-san. It's maybe you will visit this field. We try to decontaminate the soil using this method. And then after that, we flew out the muddy water. And then this is the drainage into the muddy water. And after that, we measured cesium concentration of soil. So cesium is only the 10 centimeters, not into the ground level, into the soil. Yes, so he asked, yeah, his question is very correct. Coming, but after that, didn't enter into the soil. But people cannot believe this result. People believe muddy cesium go into the river and then contaminate the ocean. But no, the answer is no. Why? I showed the this experiment. This is a sand, and I poured the muddy soil. Then this pure water dropped down. No muddy without soil. So that means cesium trapped into the soil, in the soil. And so on. Skip. maybe if you are interested, just look at. And just buried the contaminated soil in situ, and covered the non-contaminated soil. So it's okay, because even if water coming to clay mineral cannot move from this yellow part to down, going down. But the question, does not cesium leak out from the buried contaminated soil? No, the answer is no. So I measured the soil radiation using the handmade meter. And every year I measure soil contamination, soil radiation. This year I measured March 24th. So this is a result. This is a contaminated part. If cesium moved down, this peak moved to down. But in this 5 years later, this peak didn't change. That means cesium stayed in the same depth. And so on. Okay, you are coming here. You have a lot of questions, so sit here. What?
So I want to know, like, went down at the beginning, right?
Beginning with this.
Yes, but then why it stopped in that level?
This one is the next year.
Yeah, the more, not like why in this level it stopped going down? Why it didn't go down further? At the beginning it went down, right?
At the beginning,
Because it is like under
this is a 2015. This black one.
but then like up to 2015, the cesium went down in the soil, right?
Just correct the surface soil and buried in this part, in this layer.
でもこのレアまでなんでいきました？ But why the cesium went up to this layer? Like because it was on the top of the soil, right?
Yes.
But then it
Correct. This is work. Dig a hole, correct only the surface soil, and after that, the surface soil is buried and covered fresh soil. Just a packing.
Thank you. Okay.
So if since you move down, maybe this peak is down, but the experimental result didn't show that.
It's because the radius of cesium is the same as the radius of the clay soil. That's why it couldn't go down. Okay.
So you are a very good point. And then one more thing is this is gradually decrease. That is naturally here. This means the estimation of soil radiation.
Is it because of the half-life? It's breaking into.
This is maybe partial, but gradually. So that means after 100 years, maybe around here. Because this is the theory. Count per minute gamma ray. And there are two kinds of cesium, 134 and 137. The half-life time is 2 years for 134. And 137 is 30 years. So that means right now, only the cesium 137 is important. This is a very interesting.
Do they break into potassium again?
Hmm?
Do they break into potassium again?
Yeah. And this is a academic result. I'm proud of this result because no one did this research. And revitalization agriculture in Fukushima saw rice cultivation trial NPO since 2012, just after 1 year late. And then restoration of degraded agricultural soil and restoration of farmland fertility and prevention of animal damage. This is a big problem in Fukushima, Itate village and eastern part of Fukushima. Oh, if you click this YouTube, you can find the monkey, monkey attack and wild boar attack. It's interesting. And like this, a wild boar and the monkey. But I try to introduce the irrigation water control in paddy field in that village. Here is Moneo-san. He is now using the iPhone and control the diskette water gate. This is a very high technology, I think. And this is a rice field. Moneo-san grows or sake rice. So you can taste the Japanese sake like a phoenix. This. And so on. So my American friend was interested in my activity. He wrote a book, the Made in Fukushima. And that book is very interesting. So that book was nominated to the Cannes Festival. So I final part, nominated to the final stage. So I went to Cannes and walked to on the red carpet. A new challenge in Itate village right now. Every day I'm thinking about how connect to the Wi-Fi to the fields. This is one of the challenge. Here is about 80 meter, 800 meter. So I succeeded to connect to this Wi-Fi to this, and connect to second part is. So right now, in this field, all area, people can use a Wi-Fi in the whole area. This is a very new technology. I now ask the Ministry of Agriculture and Fishery to extend this method to in all Japan. But they don't understand this technology. So I said this is a parabolic antenna, this and this part, and connect. Very good. And that this is skipped. This is network system. And then real time is we can see the cattle, Wagyu here, using that network system. rural regeneration and youth education. When you right now, the young generation try to make a new space. So when maybe you will visit here, just a click. And Itate Village Field Tour by Soil Scientists. This is 2013. I organized this field trip. And then this is a Fukushima Reconstruction Knowledge Study Tour. This is for Komaba students. Every year, I take them to Fukushima. And then Fukushima Daiichi Nuclear Power Plant and agriculture experience and cattle burn tour, mayor dialogue. Okay, this time I asked him to join to our tours. I'm not sure. The farmers dialogue, before tasting. This beef bowl is much delicious than Yoshinoya. Because that beef bowl is using the wagyu. And Todai Murajuk. This is some kind of a circle by a circle of Komaba students. And they grow with soba. And just last month's US student tour here. This is they are about 18 students visited Itate. And I organized rice plantings practice here. They are the first experience to rice plant into the muddy soil. They enjoy it. And visit to tea sunset. It is a flower garden and so on. Agricultural soil education for general public. Yeah, I'm interested in the education, especially for young generation, because I want young generation to know the right information. And so I wrote the book about soil and cesium kind of radiation, soil radiation, English version and Chinese version. So if you like, I will give you the manuscript. So please translate in your own country's language. And the tips for resilience agriculture sciences, keyword is FPBL. The quotations of Professor Tokiyoshi Yokoi, he said, agriculture science flourished, but agriculture destroyed. Those who stand on the earth will not fall. Those who live on the earth will not starve. Those who protect the earth will not perish. In this word, the meaning, the earth almost equal to soil. Ask the rice about the rice. Ask the farmers about the agriculture. So what should the Faculty of Agriculture do now? And our iPad students should do now. strengthen learning to discover and solve issue on site, and FPBL, field and project-based learning is important. Conclusion in this lecture. Agriculture science is a comprehensive science and technology. However, it is now too diverse and fragmented. So, combine. The new agriculture science is now trying to revive as a resilience agricultural science, like a phoenix from Fukushima, Japan. Later, just click here. Okay, so you can hear the Todai Oenka, Tadashitotsu, or like a physics, and so on. And let's go to the real field and talk with the farmers. This is my message today for you too. And this is a special bonus point. Just click this. You can read this book free. Because I have the manuscript about this book. So I translate to, I made the PDF. So just only 1 week, okay? Just download. Thank you for your attention. But Hachi and Peach are waiting for you in Itate. You know, this is Hachiko in Itate. Why Hachiko is in Itate? The answer is you should visit there and read something. Anyway. And then this is not Itate, but the next to Itate, Date town, Date city is a very famous about peach. I didn't know this. There are various kinds of cultivar of peach. Maybe first, when we visited, we can buy Hatsuhime. And the next week, Shirakawa Hakko, and next week, different. Anyway, every week, we can taste the different kind of peach. So that's the reason why I visited the Iitate village every week, especially in summer season. And this one is clean. So that's all in my special lecture. So anyway, enjoy the field trip. And don't ask me before going to the field. Just look at the real field by yourself, and then have some idea or some questions, and then after that, ask me. Maybe that's very important. If I answer the question, your question, maybe you will stop thinking. So just look at the real field first. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, Scott.
So do you have any questions in terms of only the lecture? Not Fukushima itself. Okay, one question. Yeah. Thank you very much for a very excellent presentation.